last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible. A very good afternoon. Welcome to the FA Cup quarterfinals live here on LFS, and all four quarterfinals across Easter weekend live here on LFS, and three of them today. And we start with probably the biggest tie of the quarterfinals, a matchup of monsters in this competition. A Manchester City side taking on a Liverpool side who both know what it is to win this competition in recent years, want to do it again, but they need to see each other off to do so first and foremost. Let's have a look at the full list of quarterfinals. Man City against Liverpool is a 12:45 kickoff. We're about 6 minutes away from kickoff at the Etihad Stadium. We're at Stamford Bridge a little later as Chelsea take on League One Port Vale at 5:15, and then a Championship side, Southampton, one of only two EFL sides left in the competition along with Port Vale. Southampton host Premier League leaders Arsenal. That's at 8 o'clock tonight, and we round off the weekend tomorrow 4:30 at the London Stadium as West Ham take on Leeds in an all Premier League tie. 8 will become 4, and those 4 teams will know their place. Wembley is the target from here on out. A trip to Wembley in the semis, and maybe a final at Wembley on the horizon. Man City fresh off a Wembley final before the international break, and a win at Wembley in the Carabao Cup final against Arsenal a few weeks ago. Nico O'Reilly with those 2 magic goals to deliver cup success once again for Manchester City. But it's another cup, and another one they want to win, according to Pep Guardiola. But Liverpool, a side who've had a downturn in league form this season, and the FA Cup was a bit of an early write-off for them last season, knocked out in the 4th round. Want to go all the way to the semi-finals, at least. But a trip to Manchester City away, at least recently, hasn't been promising for them. But who knows? Cup games are a different story. Liverpool have progressed in each of the last 4 games against City in the FA Cup. So they'll be hoping that sort of form returns to them this afternoon. 2 huge teams in the Premier League, 2 Premier League giants, 2 FA Cup monsters, as I said. They love this competition. 7-time winners Manchester City take on 8-time winners Liverpool at the Etihad, and there's no bigger afternoon on the cards, no bigger fixture across this weekend surely than this one. Michael Oliver is our referee as the 2 teams emerge from the Etihad tunnel, and they know Wembley awaits the winner. Of course, extra time and penalties if needed to decide a winner, but they will be hoping they need just 90 minutes because it's a busy schedule, certainly for the visitors in the next few weeks, with Champions League football still on the horizon, something that City don't have between now and the end of the campaign. Let's have a look at the 2 teams then for this one, starting with the home side, Manchester City, fresh off that Carabao Cup victory before the international break, and the goalkeeper who made some terrific saves in that final against Arsenal. James Trafford continues between the sticks. Matej Nunes, Abdulkadir Kushanov, Mark Guehi and Nico O'Reilly are the back 4. Nico O'Reilly, of course, who scored that brace to deliver the cup success a few weeks ago. Rodri starts in midfield alongside Bernardo Silva, and we think a front 4 expected. Ryan Cherki in the 10, Antoine Semenyo on the right, Jeremy Doku on the left, and Erling Haaland through the middle for City. On the bench, Donnarumma, Reinders, Marmoush, Kovacic, Gonzalez, Aït-Nouri, Savinho, Foden and Ake. Well, for the travellers, Liverpool, No Allison, and he's expected to be out until the end of April, so Georgi Mamardashvili gets the nod again for Arne Slot. Joe Gomez comes in at right back with Jeremy Frimpong returning from international break without a long-standing injury, but he's only fit enough for the bench today, so Gomez at right back. Van Dijk and Konate at centre-backs with Milos Kerkez at left-back. Ryan Gravenberg and Curtis Jones are the midfield too, with Soboslai in the 10, Wirtz off the left, Salah off the right, and Ugo Ekitike up front for the Reds. On the bench for Arne Slot's team, Woodman, Chiesa, Robertson, Frimpong, Yoni, Morrison, Ungamoa, Gakpo and McAllister. No Alexander Isak after he returned to full team training this week, but he's not fit enough to start today or be involved today. Who knows, PSG could be the target in midweek. A huge fixture to kick off FA Cup quarter-finals weekend at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City, 8 and 7-time winners, taking on 8-time winners Liverpool. Kick-off is next. A very good afternoon. Welcome to FA Cup Live as we start our quarter-final action this afternoon. And one little storyline that we'll keep very close eye on. Former Liverpool assistant coach Pep Lijnders will be the one in the dugout for Man City today due to Pep Guardiola's touchline ban. So another little added bonus, an added little tail in this one. This has been a fixture we've always looked forward to in the Premier League over the last number of years. These two fighting for titles, fighting for honours. It's been 3 seasons since they met in the FA Cup. Liverpool were successful on that day in the semi-finals. We'll be hoping they can reach the semi-finals by beating Manchester City this afternoon. But an Etihad Stadium that's become a real fortress for City this season is something that Liverpool will have to overcome if they want to progress. And Man City want a taste of another Wembley Cup game, and they've got that if they win today. We get underway here at the Etihad. Liverpool playing Manchester City, or Manchester City Liverpool of course. And one thing on the line, as I said, one huge trip to Wembley again. 26 times in the last 10 years that Manchester City have got to Wembley. That is one hell of a feat. Manchester City really had a moment where they weren't reaching cup finals, and Liverpool maybe stole their place a little bit over those last few years, but City are back where they feel they belong. Liverpool want to get back there too, after being in a Wembley final last season under Arne Slot, losing that Carabao Cup final to Newcastle. Knocked out of this competition very early in the 4th round. Away at Plymouth last season meant that no cup glory really for Liverpool last season. Doku drives inside with the first attack of the game there for City as he lays it out wide to O'Reilly. Will surely be closely watched by those Liverpool players. Here's Doku, strikes from range. Well, wide of the goal there from Jeremy Doku, but a first opportunity of the afternoon goes City's way. It's that little 1-2 between O'Reilly and Doku. No one really intensely marking Doku, and as he gets onto the ball, he chops away from Gravenberg, who was in his way, and struck towards that bottom left corner, which was well wide in the end. And no worries for Mamardashvili. Wirtz trying to dictate down the left, linking up with Ekitike, and Liverpool win the throw-in out of Rodri. There is Pep Guardiola marching on in the stands. Van Dijk to Ibrahima Konate. Back to Georgi Mamardashvili, who, as I said, was in goal for the Brighton defeat at the Amex a few weeks ago. And Alisson not involved, probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and certainly a real asset to Liverpool. between the sticks as Gomez battles his man away from the ball here. Weerts finds Salah. Salah to Ekitike. Not given the time to shoot there and just stood on the ball for a second or two. Ekitike as he feeds it back to Van Dijk. Into the space for Gravenberch. Now out wide to Gomez. Angles the ball towards Weerts, who comes away with it at the edge of the box. Jinking into space and flicks it over the top for Ekitike. Ekitike back to Weerts, a little heavy, but he gets the shot off. Blocked by Kusanov and easily gathered by James Trafford. Decent play there from Liverpool, and it's all Weerts really. Links it all up here at the edge of the box, and Ekitike keeps it alive. Returns the ball to Weerts on the edge of the area. Just doesn't get a shot off cleanly. A bit of a heavy ball towards Weerts initially. Liverpool have started on the front foot, and they've got an early free kick here. As Curtis Jones was brought down by Antoine Semenyo. And that's going to get Arne Slot's side a set piece. Yeah, we see it here. Jones just getting away from his man and Semenyo just catching him. Foul and a Liverpool free kick. No surprise who we see over this free kick. Dominic Szoboszlai and Mo Salah there too. This one wide left. It's a bit of an optimistic shooting position if it was to be. At 28 yards out. Wide on the left. Early opportunity for Liverpool to pin one into the box if they could. Szoboszlai flicks it across. Headed on by Konate. But up and looped into the hands of James Trafford. Yeah, Szoboszlai's delivery maybe a little bit too pulled back towards goal. Needed a bit more of an angle on it, but Konate couldn't gather the pace and ultimately just looped it towards the City goalkeeper. As I say, Liverpool have started on the front foot and started with more of the ball in these early moments. Long kick there. Nice play there by City in the midfield as Rodri evades the challenges. Finds Nico O'Reilly. Out wide to Doku. Well challenged and seen off there by Joe Gomez. Out for the City throw. It'll be an interesting matchup, those two today. Joe Gomez and Jeremy Doku. Well, this is the 7th FA Cup tie between City and Liverpool. City have had progressed from the first two after replays in 1956 and 1973, but Liverpool have won each of the last four, most recently in the 21-22 semi-finals when they were en route to winning their most recent FA Cup trophy. Liverpool beating Chelsea, of course, in that final. Nice evasion there from Ekitike as he pressed to win the ball back. Trying to go with a little 1-2 with Van Dijk, caught out a little there. Here is Ryan Cherki. Challenged by Kerkez and Weerts, but wins the corner. Does Cherki. Yeah, good positive battle between the two so far. Good first 7 minutes, 6-7 minutes in this one. And Bernardo Silva will take this corner. Silva, left-footed delivery, it's narrow, and Georgi Marmadishvili commanding his area well there. Makes no doubt and catches onto that ball with ease. Lays it out to Joe Gomez. Back to Konate. Long kick by Georgi Marmadishvili. Trying to find Ekitike, a little overhit as Gehi wins the header. Gomez wins the second ball and brought down by Szoboszlai. Little back heel. Nice little 1-2 with Jones and now finds Gravenberch. Nice play there from Liverpool. Gravenberch striding forward with the ball. Rolls it to Ekitike. Flicks it towards Szoboszlai who adjusts. Finds Weerts but no shooting opportunity there for Liverpool. Well recovered ultimately by City and Doku trying to stride away with the ball now. Nicely recovered by Liverpool in the midfield. A combination between Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones and Ryan Gravenberch was really nice to watch there. Gravenberch striding towards the box, reminiscent of last season. Here's Curtis Jones, holds the ball well. Spins and feeds it wide. Salah's cross. Right, the shot from Szoboszlai. Kirkes wrestles it back. Gravenberch, Liverpool on the front foot and pushing. Gomez. Taken off him by Jones. Now out to the right is Weerts. Back to Curtis Jones. Liverpool very much in the ascendancy and City just having to see them out at the minute. That's a ball down the left here for Ugo Ekitike. Links up with Kirkes. Ekitike back to Virgil van Dijk. He's come wide. He's at Gravenberch. Back to Virgil van Dijk. Into the midfield. Curtis Jones under pressure. Lays it off to Konate. Konate, though. Poor ball towards Salah. Straight out of play for a throw, but a good spell there from Liverpool. Controlling the ball in City's half. Just need to be more aggressive with it, but more threatening in the final third, but positive possession from the visitors. Bernardo Silva. Rodri back to Kushanov. Gerhi. Rodri. A bit of loose play there from City in the midfield, and they give it away through Bernardo Silva. And then bundled over was Ryan Gravenberch. Free kick to Liverpool here, just inside their own half. Well, a strong cohort of travelling Liverpool fans, as you can see at the far end of the Etihad Stadium. Over 8,000 of them have travelled from Merseyside to Manchester. And will certainly bring the noise. They always do in away games. And the bigger cohort of them only go to benefit that. Here's Konate. Curtis Jones dropping between the two centre-backs. Playing a little bit of a deeper role so far, Curtis Jones. Which is very interesting. Of course, Curtis Jones getting the start today, which I think a lot of Liverpool fans have been calling for recently. Curtis Jones has probably been in better form than, no disrespect to Alexis McAllister, but probably in better form than McAllister. Gets that reward for starting today. Weerts. Out wide it goes to Ekitike. He's got Kirkes on the overlap. Goes inside to Weerts though. He tries to return the favour. And Ekitike gets a shot off but dragged it wide. But lovely 1-2 between him and Weerts. See it here, Weerts. Lays it into Ekitike. Whether he was just offside there, nonetheless, it's played on. Ekitike to Weerts. And then the movement in behind. I think it was Semenyo on the cover, but he just makes that move in and around him. And Weerts knows he's going to make that run. And a lovely little 1-2 link up there. Ultimately left a lot to be desired on the shot, but positive start from Liverpool certainly. 4 shots to City's 1. They've had the only shot on target so far of the game. City's only shot coming through Jeremy Doku, but here they come here. Ryan Cherky with a bit of space. Drifting inside, trying to find Haaland in behind, but Van Dijk stretched to cut that pass out. Weerts, though, in a tight position, gives it away. City fight to get back onto the ball. Bernardo Silva. Gerhi. Wide it goes, but Gomez not allowing Doku time and space on the ball. And Jones getting his way past, or sorry, Szoboszlai, apologies, getting his way past O'Reilly and then was dragged back by Nico O'Reilly. Well, City have already done the Premier League double over Liverpool this season. Could win 3 successive meetings with the Reds in all competitions for the first time since March 1937, when they won 4 in a row. Indeed, the last side to beat Liverpool 3 times in a single season were West Ham back in the 2015-16 season. poor ball there, but Liverpool recycle it. Just about get it away, but a bit of pressure here created by City. It's Watchalong tries to break apart. That pressure wins out. Caoimhan. Right, it goes to Semenyo here on the right side. He's got Kirkes for company. Back in field to Rodri, now Bernardo Silva. Finding Guehi. Drifting forward here, Mark Guehi. Back to Bernardo Silva. As Liverpool press and squeeze around the edge of the area. The ball feints in behind. Konate reacts quickest against Haaland there. That's going to be a City throw though. City have had a little bit of a decent spell of possession here high up the field in the last 2 minutes or so. And of course, between the last time these two played a game, Mo Salah has announced that he will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Shot from range there from Matej Nunes, comfortable enough for Georgi Marmanishvili, who will let rip quick. With a long ball over the top, and Salah's in behind. Salah measures this one well. Mo Salah dragged it really wide there. That is a poor effort. Great chance. Great opportunity. Great idea from Marmanishvili. Giving his best Alisson impression there. That's an incredibly timed run by Salah. He does really well here initially against Caoimhan. Just Matej Nunes muscles him out of the way. Waits for the ball to drop, and then as he gets it onto his favourite left foot, maybe the deflection in there maybe took a second too long. Caoimhan with a great stop gets the deflection, but Salah with a golden opportunity. As I told you, what an opportunity. Liverpool with a long throw though, down the right side, launched into the area, drops in the middle. Cherki can hook it clear. Back to Kirkes, who's the last man for Liverpool. He's it out wide to Ekitike. Nice little 1-2 between him and Weerts as he returns it to the German. Weerts to Van Dijk, who stayed up. Jones. Gomez trying to cross, blocked. Gomez. To Gravenberch, and now Konate. Gravenberch again. He will flick it over the top, looking for Weerts' run. And Weerts got around the defender, but James Trafford was waiting and was confident there that he would get there ahead of Weerts, and he did, but for a split second it looked dangerous. 15.5 minutes, and I think Arne Slot will be pretty pleased with how his side have played so far. Really have had a good spell of intensity, pressed well. When they've got on the ball, they've moved it well at times, Liverpool, but again, just one or two shots lingering the edge of the box that just haven't taken as of yet, but they're in a good position. City can kill you at any point, and here's a lovely ball through. And Kirke has done just enough to put Cherki off and allow Marmanishvili to gather, but for a split second, City were in. Ekitike measures one over the top for Salah. Out to that right flank, he's got chasers arriving. Salah into the box he comes, chops on his left, back to his right, and seen out there, and had the last touch ultimately, Salah. City defended that one well, but we see this. Move into the half space of Cherki in behind, and Kirkes did really well on the cover. But the space and the pass and the vision, all was perfect from City. Kirkes putting him off, and then Marmanishvili making an unorthodox save with his right leg, but big chance. Enjoyable first 16-17 minutes of this game. Both sides on the front foot, both sides creating chances. Haaland rides a challenge of Gravenberch and runs into Konate, who bounces off him. And now Kirkes, fairly challenged. Was the referee going to give something there? He's not. As Liverpool scramble to clear the ball away from their edge of their own box. They want a penalty here, Manchester City. Michael Oliver said no. Of course, VAR will have a look, I'm sure. See this again. Yeah, it looked to me like a clean challenge by Kerkez. Well, we'll have to see it from another angle. Yeah, it's a clean challenge. Yeah, it's good defended by Milos Kerkez there. Yeah, Turkey's a little bit... I understand where Turkey's coming from, but I think Kerkez did nothing wrong there, in my opinion. It would be very hard to penalise someone for that. Pep just seen a replay on a screen behind him, but he can't believe it's not been given. But from what you can see, I don't know how you can see a replay and still not believe it. It looks like Kerkez gets to the ball and cleanly takes it away from Ryan Cherki, in my opinion, as Bernardo Silva wins a free kick on the halfway line. But it's just riled up this crowd a little bit, though. These games always have tension, always have high emotions. I have to say, if we talk about some of the best matchups of the last 10 years, whether they've been quality-wise, when these two meet, they always give each other a good game, more often than not. And that's why you enjoy this fixture so much. That's why this fixture is so enjoyable, because they always bring their best to the table, these two, when they play. No matter who comes out with the result, you always have respect for one another, I have to say. Pep Guardiola, I don't think there's a club, certainly in Premier League terms, that Pep Guardiola has been more respectful of and had more respect for it than this Liverpool team over the last 10 years, because they've always given him a good game, and he's admitted that himself. And I think Liverpool, on the other front, is that you have to respect how consistent City have been over the last nearly almost a decade under Pep Guardiola, and how many trophies they've won and how successful they've been. And Liverpool, over those last number of years, have been the only team to stop City winning league titles consistently. Albeit they won 4 in a row, but 2 of those Liverpool won in the last 7 years or so. The only team to stop City from making it 7 or 8 in a row. This is something I think Pep Guardiola very much respects. Corner, right hand side, flicked on, cleared away at the near post by Ekitike. Liverpool on the back foot a little bit here all of a sudden. They keep it in play there, City. Or they thought they did. Just crossed the line before Bernardo Silva made his acrobatic efforts. Out for the Liverpool throw. Well, City have won each of their last 17 home matches in the FA Cup. And victory here would make this the outright longest home winning run by any side in the competition proper, surpassing Clapham Rovers, who'd won 17 wins between 1873 and 1881. Soboslai. Ryan Gravenberg. To Gomez on the right. Back to Gravenberg. As the travelling Liverpool crowd at the 20th minute into the 21st minute, they sing the Diogo Jota song, remembering the number 20, of course. A few days ago it was 1 year since he scored his last Liverpool goal in the Merseyside derby early last April. And Liverpool have a free kick here in the City half, with Szoboszlai over it, of course. Szoboszlai's delivery ends up all the way through and out the other end. It will be a Liverpool throw, though. City player got ahead to that. As Arne Slot and Sipke Hulshoff, the assistant to Arne Slot, are in conversation there with a bit of a small little book discussing details, I'm sure. Gomez to take the long throw here for Liverpool. Become the orthodox way of taking throw-ins now high up the field. Into the box it comes, away at the front post. Jones has to guided back to Kirkes, who gets rid quickly. Gomez forced into that one. Seen how to play well by Matej Nunes. Ekitike was pressing there as Trafford finds it through in the midfield, but given away here to Curtis Jones, who wins it back for Liverpool. Ekitike drifting infield, was caught on the way through. The referee said it was a fair challenge, and City win it back in the middle. Doku felt he was held, and the referee is going to pull it back for a foul and give Brian Gravenberch a yellow card. Yeah, he just kind of pulls him a little bit. So Ryan Gravenberch with the first yellow card of the game. Long kick by Georgi Marmanishvili. Taken down by Ekitike, finding Weerts. Just guided back to his captain, Virgil van Dijk. Look to find that diagonal to Salah. Beautifully found. Salah heads it off to Gomez. Nice to Boschlei. Finds all the way back to Virgil van Dijk, but higher up the field are Liverpool now. Ekitike on the left. Weerts to Ekitike. Now back to Weerts. Those two linking up nicely, and Weerts making the runs. Kirkes to the left, back to Weerts, who's having a bit of free roam here so far in the first 25 minutes. Florian Weerts. Back to Curtis Jones it comes. To Virgil van Dijk. Jones. He wants to go for a diagonal, but that one's too narrow and too far away from Mo Salah. Goal kick. Flick ball over the top here for City. O'Reilly got the around Gomez, and the flag actually was up there against Jeremy Doku. That's going to be a Liverpool free kick. Marmanishvili. Right to Gomez down the right. Gomez still wrestling, keeps the ball. Lays it across to Curtis Jones, who wanted to lay it across there. It will find its way to Ekitike. Kirke has got himself in a wrestle up further upfield. Jones. Back to Konate. Guided through to find Weerts, and Weerts lays it out wide to Salah. Salah on the right hand side, edging into the box, gives it back to Gomez. Now back to Salah. Salah's ball in, taken down by Jones, laid off, trying to find Ekitike, who flashed that one wide of the right post. Fired at it there, the Frenchman. A ball from a cannon, absolutely rifled towards that top corner, and it just swung wide at the last second. Really good idea, really good chance for Liverpool again. Ekitike just couldn't keep it on target. Well, I have to say, well, it looked like Antoine Semenyo handled the ball in play there. That That was very bizarre from Antoine Semenyo. He used his hand to stop the ball, but was it in play? He was on the field, it looked like there to me. I mean, I don't know why he would ever do that. Because that would be intentional handball, which would be an automatic yellow card. Possibly could be more, but should be a free kick at least to Liverpool. Nonetheless, they got the throw in anyway. Weerts linking it up here. So Boschlei almost lost the ball there. And he swings one in. Ekitike gets rid. Finds Jones. And the flag's up though against Ekitike. Just couldn't get himself back on side. But Weerts seems to be linking it all up here for Liverpool so far. He's that connecting piece in the jigsaw. Oh, look. Sir Alex Ferguson's here. I mean, I don't know why he's here, but he is. I don't think he wants to see either of these two teams head through. Kirkez wins it back down the left. And it's forced out of play there. Good City press. Well, there's more respected looking people you expect to see in this game. So Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush. Two former Liverpool greats. City work it in between the lines well. O'Reilly here finding Jeremy Doku, cutting it back across, and Szoboszlai taking evasive action in his own box, puts it behind for the corner. Yeah, good play from O'Reilly, taking up that narrow position and feeding it wide to Jeremy Doku, who tried to cut it back and return the ball to him. Szoboszlai was there on the end of it to knock it out for the corner. Doku and Cherky over toward, at this corner. Doku lays it off short to Cherky. And will give it back to Bernardo Silva. Swung to O'Reilly at the edge of the box. Pressed by Szoboszlai, but back onto the ball is Doku. And a hooked clearance there by Van Dijk. Denies City any chance on that cross. As we are right at the half-hour mark here inside the Etihad City. 0 Liverpool 0. It's been a good flowing game so far. Both sides have given it a good go. And to this point, no breakthrough. Weerts couldn't find a way to stop Doku there. O'Reilly to Rodri. Rodri, out wide it goes to Semenyo. Getting towards Kirkez. Gets the cross in, and Georgi Mamardashvili has to make the stop. As Liverpool scramble it clear. Try and link it on a counter-attack. Weerts closed out there, but he wins the throw-in nonetheless. Well, the cross there from Semenyo. Mamardashvili had to be called into action. Dangerous cross from Semenyo. I think Kirkez gets a deflection to it as well. And then Szoboszlai, or keep saying Szoboszlai, Georgi Mamardashvili with the save. Good strong parry by the Liverpool goalkeeper. He's had a few involvements so far. To this point, all positive for Arne Slot's team. Weerts felt he was pushed there. The referee said no. Here is Bernardo Silva. Creeping into the Liverpool half as he finds Rodri. Nunes finding Cherky, who's breaking towards the box. Cherky being edged out of the way at the moment, but he finds its way to Haaland. Guehi linking it up wide to Doku. City in the ascendancy at the moment. Nice little 1-2 as Doku just couldn't race quick enough to keep the ball in play there from the return ball from Cherky. Again, good link-up attempt, but just a little heavy by Cherky on the return ball. Put a little bit too much pace on it, and it skipped its way behind for a goal kick just ahead of Doku. Half yard shorter, and it could have been a really good chance for City. Mamardashvili Goes long again. Header away by City. Haaland getting involved in the aerial battles. It's Weerts wrestling and battling. And actually tripped up Rodri there in the process, giving away the free kick. Well, so far, possession's around 50-50. Liverpool have had more shots, 6 to City's 4. City have had more shots on target to this point, though. Just 2 to Liverpool's 1, but here come Liverpool on the move. Kirkez, well shielded and seen out there by Nunes. And retrospectively, Rodri's going to get a yellow card for a foul in the build-up. So, Michael Oliver dragging that one back to as Ekitike was dragged back by Rodri. And Rodri joins Ryan Gravenberch in the referee's book. Gomez is going to go for another long throw here. Long launch. Flicked to the edge of the box by Liverpool. And Konate trying to angle it well. Back to Gomez, who swings one with his right foot. Van Dijk with a little flick. It didn't find its way to Ekitike. Wasn't too far away, but Virgil van Dijk with an audacious little flick. Great cross by Gomez with the reverse. Here's Salah. Steps inside, finds Ekitike in the tight space. Little back heel. Little 1-2 with Gravenberch. Now finds Jones. Moving it nicely, Liverpool again. Oh, getting too cute though. Jones and Ekitike just overrunning it a little. They do press the battle to win it back again, Liverpool. A real high press here. Trafford under pressure from Jones. City not kind of getting away from their playing out from the back, and they've worked it really, really well away from that Liverpool press. Wonderfully done by City. Rodri now finds Nico O'Reilly in the half space. Bernardo Silva now. Edge of the box. Into the shade from the sunlight as the beaming sun down on the Etihad. Here's Rodri, told to shoot by the crowd. He's going to measure one up. Ekitike got the half block to it because it still finds a way through. And City rescue a corner out of that with Nico O'Reilly. 10 minutes of the first half to go. Pep Guardiola looks like a very nervous fan in the crowd there in the stands. Hands clasped together over his mouth. Cutting a very anxious figure at the minute. Albeit his side here have a corner. Ryan Cherki. Oh, he's on the phone all of a sudden now. Cherki delivers in. Headed away at the front post by Konate. Van Dijk actually it was. Silva drifting forward here for City, given the time and space to drift. Semenyo angles the wide area. Rodri inside, finding it, laying it off to Nunes. Nunes with a chance on the turn, goes down, and it's going to be a penalty. Man City get a penalty. They wanted one a lot earlier on. They've now been given one. Liverpool a bit too lackadaisical in and around their own box, and Michael Oliver will explain it to the Virgil van Dijk, the Liverpool captain. Not that he will agree with it. It is a foul. O'Reilly was just caught there late by Van Dijk. Stretched in for the ball, missed the ball, got the man. It's a penalty all day long. Nailed on penalty. I don't think Liverpool could really argue with that. And Michael Oliver made sure he wanted to get the right decision. He took his time, he was patient, and he made sure he got the right decision, and that he did get the right decision. Penalty is the right call. And now Erling Haaland has a spot kick to give Manchester City a lead right before the half here. Georgi Marmadashvili in for Alisson between the sticks for Liverpool, but can he come up with the big save? Or will Erling Haaland deliver Manchester City an opening goal here at the Etihad? A quiet first half really for Haaland, but as he always does, in the big moments, he's the one to step up and get the big goals and make the difference. Erling Haaland against Georgi Marmadashvili. Haaland slots it. Marmadashvili goes the wrong way. Haaland scores. Manchester City lead by a goal to nil. And Erling Haaland, no matter how quiet a half he has, he will always have a big moment, and he will have, more often than not, the deciding goal in big games. And he has given his team an early lead, or a lead in the first half here from the penalty spot. And Manchester City are one up. Van Dijk giving away the penalty. Definitely a penalty. And that's just a coolly taken penalty by Erling Haaland. Keeper dived the wrong way. Haaland slotted it in the far corner. Really nicely, really accurately. Beautifully done by Haaland. Liverpool, despite a spirited first half away from home so far, find themselves 1-0 down and up against it early doors. City 1, Liverpool 0. 6 minutes to go in the first half. We talk about big games, and we talk about mistakes, we talk about big moments, and the little fine margins that can separate these teams in these games. And I have to say, they've both played really well. I think it's been a fairly battled first half. I don't think either side could complain if they were level at half-time. They've both played well. But City with that decisive moment from the penalty spot. Here is Caoimhan Ferris. Gives it out wide to Ugo Ekitike. He's got Nunes for company. And seen out well by City. Throw into Liverpool down the left. Konate. Gomez. Flinging it back to Konate. We'll knock it long, but too long for Verts to get on the end of. City with a bit of control now. One thing City are very good at is just garnering control. When they've got the lead, they can just really suffocate you, tear you down. I think Liverpool towards the end of this first half just need to make sure that City don't take further advantage of the lead they have. And at least the worst case scenario Liverpool will want out of this first half would be that they're only 1-0 down. From City's point of view, you know, they know more than anyone, and they did it in the Carabao Cup final. When you're on top and you get your chance and you take your first chance, then try and create another. Give yourself a real buffer. They did that against Arsenal in a final, and so far they've got a 1-goal lead in a quarter-final against Liverpool at home as we head towards the end of the first half. Doku gets the chase on Gomez, but he's got so much life for cover. Doku though unchallenged as he lays it back to Rodri. Now Guehi back to Doku, moving it quickly now, City. Guehi tries the cross, swings it beautifully to Cherki as Jones was beaten there, and the swing across, headed away by Gomez at the back post. City pressing and pushing, Liverpool having to hang on a little bit here. Cherki Very deep for his position. Rodri. Oh, that switch ball again. Finding Bernardo Silva. Got Kerkez up against him. Back to Mateus Nunes. A lovely little run in behind from Semenyo. Jones grappling, but Semenyo beaten in the dust. Cross comes in again. Gomez gets the first contact. Drops for Doku. City suffocating Liverpool around their own box here. Ball comes into the area. And Cherki didn't get the contact that he would have wanted on it. Goes for a goal kick. A rare mistake from Ryan Cherki. A miscue from him. Sees it go for a goal kick. Mamadashvili with the long kick again. Sailed over the head of Ekitike that time. Just not got the measure of those so far in this first half. Ekitike, those long kicks. Measured over the top here from City. And Doku in behind. The referee said he pulled Joe Gomez on cover. And that's going to get Liverpool a free kick. As we see the penalty decision, it's definitely a penalty. And Haaland with the lovely little ruled striking finish from the spot. Big deciding moment in the game so far. The big separator is the penalty. Liverpool wrestling there, battling Szoboszlai and O'Reilly. Liverpool win the throw on the far side. Last few seconds before we find out how long will be added on at the end of the first half. Maybe 2 minutes, possibly 2-3 minutes, I would suspect. Gravenberg, Konate, Gomez. Driving infield, was brought down there, Joe Gomez. 2 additional minutes we will have at the end of the first half as Liverpool get the free kick. Flick ball over the top, looking for Ekitike. Heads it down. Miscues that. Goes for a goal kick. Liverpool a little bit out of sorts towards the end of the first half here. It's not the control or the position they were when they were in the first half, before the goal, sorry. Haaland making the runner behind. Van Dijk hit the header to get it away. Jones intercepting a loose ball. He's there to take it down for Liverpool. And the left back position as he wins a throw in under the press of Semenyo. Last minute of the first half. Kerkez will take this throw in. Drifted over the head of Gravenberg, and City again able to retrieve it. Something Liverpool were doing early on is winning the ball back well against City. They haven't really been able to do that since the goal. They've just looked a little bit half yard off the challenges since the City goal. And there's a second. Erling Haaland again right at the death of the first half. I said Liverpool were a little bit of half a yard off every challenge. Well, they were more than half a yard off that one. And Erling Haaland doubles his tally and City's tally. And that is another major body blow for Liverpool right before half-time. That is going to sicken the travelling Liverpool fans and sicken those players. City 2, Liverpool 0, but we see it here. But again, it's an example of a Liverpool team that have not switched off, but just been a little off it since the goal. And when you give City a half yard, when you give them a chance, they will, I guarantee they will tear you apart. And again, we're seeing it unfolding, where Liverpool were just off it a little bit again there. And City find the fine margins to make the difference. What a header by Haaland. Beautiful goal. City 2, Liverpool 0. And that is a sickening end to the half for Liverpool. And you have to say, a real mountain for Liverpool to climb into the second half. It was probably one of the last actions of the first half. It was, because there's the half-time whistle. And City have controlled the end of this first half. The last 5-10 minutes of the half has been City's. And they have taken a 2-goal lead in that situation. 2 from Erling Haaland, 1 from the spot, 1 with his head. He's 1 away from the perfect hat-trick. And it's half-time in this FA Cup quarter-final. And it looks like City might be heading to Wembley again. We're only halfway through it. But it looks like it's very promising signs for the side from Manchester. Half-time, it's Man City 2, Liverpool 0. Sure, one last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Nice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible. Welcome back to FA Cup Live for our first of the four quarter-finals of this season's competition, and Manchester City are 2-0 up against Liverpool at half-time. Erling Haaland with both of the goals has City in a comfortable position, it seems, at the moment. We'll see how the second half plays out. But more FA Cup quarter-final action to come for you a little later on. We have a big game at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea taking on Port Vale of League One. Bottom of League One are Port Vale, but they're defying their league form with their FA Cup performances this season. They're into the quarter-finals and they head to Stamford Bridge, and the Chelsea side have lost their last 4 games in a row. We'll see what happens. 5:15 this afternoon to see who will book their place in the semi-finals at Wembley. Also this weekend, Southampton take on Arsenal 8 o'clock tonight, and tomorrow 4:30 on Easter Sunday. It is one big blockbuster, an old Premier League tie at the London Stadium as West Ham take on Leeds. That is tomorrow at 4:30. And then on Easter Monday we round off our Easter weekend coverage with more championship action. 3 games from the championship on Monday for you. Portsmouth against Oxford at 12:30, Swansea Middlesbrough at 5:30, and then we round it all off with Hull taking on Coventry at 8 o'clock on Easter Monday. For all that though, big second half at the Etihad. City 2 up against Liverpool. Can Arne Slot's Reds find a way back, or will City cruise their way to another Wembley appearance? Second half on the way next. Welcome back to FA Cup quarterfinals live here in LFS this Saturday lunchtime, and half-time at the Etihad. It is Manchester City 2, Liverpool 0, but I have to say it's a little bit flattering at the scoreline ultimately, because I think both sides had a good go in that first half, and it was a very good, well-fought first half between the two. Just City were more clinical. That's the difference between the two sides. Both fought well, I have to say. It's all about the big moments, and so far Erling Haaland has 2 key moments in this game that at the moment would send City through to another Wembley semi-final. Doesn't look like there's any changes at the break, by the way, from either team, so as you were. Can Arne Slot's Liverpool find a way back? Or is it written that City will just wrap this one up and comfortably get to the semi-final? They beat Liverpool here 3-0 in the league this season at the Etihad. Liverpool's last win against City was a 2-0 victory here back in February of last season. And Liverpool done the double over City without scoring. Again, without conceding, sorry, against them last season. City have almost done the same this season. Liverpool have scored just the 1 goal, and that was that Dominic Szoboszlai free kick at Anfield back at the start of February. And there's no doubt that the next goal must be a red one, and a Liverpool one, if they are to find any sort of comeback in this game. Liverpool, a 3rd City goal would all but assure a confident City victory. He's being held there, he felt, Florian Wirtz, by Abdul Kadir Kushanov, but the officials say it was fair. Looked like he was being held. But they're both holding each other, to be fair. Sun beaming down on the Etihad again as Liverpool win it back quickly. Jones finds a nice ball to Salah. Got the wide ball. Joe Gomez making the run on the outside, but beaten to it. And then he's going to be penalised for a foul. Albeit, chasing to the ball there, it looked like Joe Gomez. Yeah, Riley does get there first. It is a little late from Gomez. Albeit, though, Liverpool have progressed from 17 of their last 19 FA Cup quarter-final ties. Well, they lost 4-3 to Manchester United in their most recent quarter-final in 23-24. They haven't been eliminated back-to-back FA Cup quarter-final appearances since the 67-68 and 69-70 seasons under Bill Shankly. When it comes to City's record, they've won each of the last 31 FA Cup matches outside of semi-finals and finals since losing to Wigan in the 2017-18 fifth round. They're looking to reach the semi-final for the 8th successive season with their run of 7, already a competition record. And start of the second half, they have a controlled lead. And a control of the ball here for the moment. Rodri. Cherky back to Rodri. Angles it into Bernardo Silva's path. He gives it out wide, but overhits it completely to Jeremy Doku there. That's going to be a Liverpool throw. Albeit they're 2-0 up. Pep Guardiola, I mean, he always does look a bit of a nervous figure. He's got the highest standards, Pep Guardiola. Nothing's ever good enough. He's never completely ever happy. 3-0. Out of nowhere, Antoine Semenyo makes it 3. Running behind, perfectly timed. Slots it past Georgi Marmadashvili. And Manchester City have a third, and this could really run away from Liverpool now. Only 4 minutes into the second half and Liverpool are 3-0 down. That is the real dampener. And Liverpool are in an incredibly tough spot right now. They just need to make sure this doesn't get any worse. That's the... He's onside, Semenyo. He timed it so perfectly. The finish is audacious. Really good. Quality goal from City. From Liverpool, it's naive, it's sloppy, and it's predictable. But from City, it's perfection. And there's only one way this quarter-final's going to go now, and that's in City's favour. Gomez to Konate. Back it comes to Georgi Marmadashvili. I'm trying my best not to crash out. I'm really trying my best, but at this moment in time, I mean, this is poor. To concede 3 goals in such quick succession in such a small space of time, I think just goes to show where Liverpool are this season. Where they've been all season, you know, all these false dawns, all this rubbish of, oh, good runs, and we're still hanging about. You're 3-0 down after 49 minutes. Now, I get City can do that to anyone, but you were in the game for 35 of the game. 35 minutes of this match, you were very much in it. At 0-0. Oh, here's a ball in behind for Salah. Salah! Saved by the keeper and hooked clear. Better from Liverpool, though. Trafford makes the save, but, you know, for 35 minutes Liverpool were in the game, and then they conceded the penalty and haven't really recovered since. Good cross there by Gomez, given away. Finds its way to Akatika on the far side. Van Dijk cross to Konate. They've got nothing to lose now, Liverpool. They can say that much, but they don't want to risk too much and risk conceding even more. Salah to Gomez. Back to Salah. He took a heavy touch there, and now City could be in a promising situation. Haaland, they're popping it around for fun here, City. And Kerkez gets absolutely beaten, and he doesn't even need to do anything there, Cherky. Chops inside, feeds it through. Semenyu's in again, but he overrun it that time. Mamardashvili was there on the end of it, but City are toying with Liverpool. Absolutely toying them. And it's really sloppy and poor again from Liverpool. So open defensively, it's ridiculous how easy they are to get at. And they're away again here, City. They've won it back, Rodri. Cherky flicking it over the top, looking for Haaland, and Jones made the run back, headed it back to his goalkeeper. And I have to say, Pep Guardiola's now relaxed. He's sat back in his chair. He looks a little bit more relaxed now. So Boschleit. Nice little 1-2, but Gravenberch miscued his return ball. Semenya trying to beat the keeper from long range. Mamardashvili was on his line at the end there, and it's scooped over the crossbar for a goal kick, but he sort of situation that you would take a shot like that. It's onto the roof of the net anyway. There's Trafford, make sure Salah was getting nowhere near that one. Out for the Liverpool throw. But I have to say, one of the things that I think a lot of Liverpool fans this season, I think the frustration comes at how easy they are to play. And that is the biggest worry of them all. Yes, you can give away goals, you can concede against good teams, and you can have a defeat here and there. And they've had a lot of defeats this season. But to be easy to play against was one of the things that Liverpool weren't for a long, long time, and hadn't been for a long time. But we're starting to see that they're really easy to play against now this season. They seem to be a team that, when they have one setback, they're unable to find a way back from it as Salah strikes well wide. They're a team that have gone from a team that never gave up, that never saw a way that they weren't going to win a game, always fought to the very death, even if it was fighting a losing battle. They always fought for something, right to the death. Now, very rarely they were 3-0 down and fighting for very little in games previously, but it's got to the point where this season you think, where is the spark? Where's the idea? Kind of, what is the driving force with this team? Is it that all they care about is the Champions League because it's the only competition they seem to show up in consistently this season? That's what it seems to be for me, from what I've gathered from this season, is the only competition Liverpool consistently seem to show up in is the Champions League. But on top of that, you know, even if they have a setback in that, they look a little bit off it. I mean, we looked at the Galatasaray game away from home, a little bit of a setback, the early goal they conceded, and they couldn't find a way back into the game. It's a similar theme that's run through every single Liverpool game this season. They have a setback, and they fall apart. They had a setback by conceding the penalty. They've fallen apart. From 1-0 down after 39 minutes to 50 minutes, 3-0 down. Conceding those chances, and they've been barely in the game between those three goals. I mean, I think City have dominated that 15-minute spell at the end of the first half and at the start of the second half. And, you know, you have to really question, what is the driving force for these players? Here they are in again. O'Reilly back across. Haaland, 4-0. Hat-trick for Haaland. Now on embarrassing it will be for Liverpool this. 4-0. And Erling Haaland didn't even have to try too hard that time. They carved their way through them. Were for fun there. And this is getting beyond embarrassing for Liverpool. This is what happens. This is exactly what happens when you have a team that have no backbone, that have no ability to fight back, that have no ability to realise when they're under so much pressure and work for it. You think when you're 1-0 down, oh, we don't need to work as hard now. You need to work harder when you concede. The more you concede, the harder you need to work. Because the other team are going to play for fun, have that freedom. You need to work harder. And when you concede consistently, you're not working hard enough. You're not doing enough. I mean, credit to City. They've been absolutely impeccable. But since that 35th minute, I think they've come alive. And Liverpool just haven't been able to cope with them. But, I mean, from Liverpool's point of view, to be 4-0 down after 57 minutes is completely and utterly embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. It's shocking. It really is shocking. Salah, a Katike little flick into the hands of James Trafford, and that's not what you see very often. Liverpool fans leaving in their droves. They've seen enough. They've had enough. As City fans do the Boschnan. I mean, Wirtz clips it across, cleared away. Gomez, Salah, back to Szoboszlai, and I mean, Salah, Jones fighting to win it back. At least someone's fighting. Salah, twisting and turning into the box. Mo Salah still going, and he was just closed out eventually. But again, City are enjoying this. They're absolutely adoring this game, City. I mean, Ryan Cherky's playing on his own defensive area, and he still got it away under a Liverpool press. I mean, that is... I genuinely do not understand what the idea is. And Arne Slot stands there as if nothing's happened. Do something. Make a change. Stop watching it unfold. It's not going to get any better. 30 minutes to make sure this doesn't become one of the most embarrassing games that you have managed, that Liverpool have had in recent years. They're going to make a change. Looks like Jeremy Frimpong's going to be coming on. I don't know what that's about, but I mean, at this point, anybody coming on will be better than what we're witnessing here. As I said, I'm trying my best not to crash out, but it's hard. It's really hard. And City win the free kick there. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. And that's the scariest part. I genuinely don't know what's next. But this performance had been coming. You know, we talk about, oh, Liverpool have been in better form recently, but they lost to Wolves in the league. They lost to Galatasaray. They drew with Spurs. They lost away to Brighton. Now, the Brighton one's a little less, but you look at those games and you go, what? Like, what? I mean, it is beyond poor. And they have a game in, 4 days? Where they play the champions of Europe in Paris. I genuinely think this might be a deja vu performance if they play like this in Paris. Forget about playing a second leg. There won't be any need for a second leg at that point. Liverpool are in a dire position. Forget about winning trophies. They need to win battles, duels. Forget about winning games or getting goals or any of that. Win a 50-50. Fight for at least 45 minutes in a game. It's got to the point where, I mean, they're making a guest appearance in their own games. They're showing up for 30 minutes. They're like an extra in a sitcom at the minute, Liverpool. They don't show up for a full 90 minutes. They give you a little bit of a cameo. Oh, penalty. Ekitike goes down under a challenge of Nunes. Is he given a penalty? Look like he pointed to the spot there, Michael Oliver. He has. Sloppy challenge by Matheus Nunes, and Mo Salah has a penalty for Liverpool. I mean, this game's mental, but Liverpool are 4-0 down. Nothing's going to happen now. Mo Salah, his last game against Manchester City as a Liverpool player. Of course, he will leave the club at the end of the season. They won't meet each other ever again. Liverpool v City, with Mo Salah in the team. Salah from the penalty spot to reduce the arrears, or will it be a full calamitous day for Liverpool on the road? Mo Salah, saved by Trafford. Can you be surprised? Are you surprised? I'm not. I mean, anything else you want to throw at us? Anything else you want to say? I mean, it is literally the definition of the worst, of a terrible away performance, and the home team are having fun with you. Even when they give you a penalty, you can't score. The definition of embarrassing, really, this. Frimpong intercepts. Salah trying to get the return ball. Frimpong there. Trafford comfortably recovers. I mean, this is beyond shocking, really, this. I mean, the fact they have to suffer through 25 more minutes of this is beyond me. It is beyond me. Free kick here. Kirk has given away the foul. I mean, have they done anything good today? Like, genuinely. If you look at this game, have Liverpool players actually done anything good? Every time they've gone in a shooting position, they haven't taken it or skied it over the bar or completely missed the target. They had a penalty which they haven't been able to convert. They've beat 4-0 down. I mean, if there's ever a game that will get a manager the sack, it's this. I don't think Liverpool will do that because I don't think they're that type of club. But if there's ever a way to get your manager sacked, it's losing in this way. Bernardo Silva, right down the throat of the goalkeeper. And Liverpool going to make a triple change in a moment as well. Too little, far too late. I mean, I'm sitting here in shell shock, really. I genuinely am. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I genuinely can't believe it. I know this team are capable of bad results and bad performances and poor results, but this, I mean, this takes the cake. This is beyond bad. Beyond. I mean, no matter how poor you are, no matter how distant you think you are, to lose to Manchester City in this manner as a team who are the reigning champions. Now, of course, that's gone out the window a long time ago, but Play for pride. Play for your own pride. These are players that will play in the World Cup this summer. Liverpool making changes. I'll tell you of them in a minute. McAllister still on the field. Jones out wide to the right for Rio Ungamoa. Ball out wide. Frimpong down the right hand side. Takes on his man. Frimpong at the byline, cuts it across, and the header behind by Mateus Nunes, who got there ahead of any Liverpool players. Corner will be Gravenberch, Ekitike and Wirtz all off. McAllister, Gakpo and Ungamoa all on. For Liverpool. Corner, left hand side, 22 minutes to go. So Watchalong will take. Right footed delivery. Headed away by Haaland. City get the first and second contacts and they're away again. Kirke is absolutely in no man's land there. I mean, he's been done multiple times by Savinho there. Konate scrambles it away, as does Jeremy Frimpong. I mean, this is an absolute pasting. Liverpool look like a team from League 2 at the minute. It's probably a disrespect to League 2 teams. They're that poor on the ball against City. Andy says, I'm sorry, man. All I can say is Liverpool have bigger fish to fry. This could be Man City's only cup. There's bigger games for Liverpool to come, but I can understand. Yeah, but when you recognise, and I think this is the problem, I genuinely don't care if we have lost this game. You can lose away to Manchester City. That's fine. That's completely fine. But it's the manner of the defeat. That is the problem. It's the fact that you're being run rings around. You're not actually fighting. You're dropping to the floor under every challenge. You're complaining consistently to the referee about decisions. You're embarrassing yourself. And said he don't even need to embarrass you. You're doing it to yourself. Virgil van Dijk makes a mistake for the penalty and then blames the referee. Blame yourself, you mistimed it. Take it on the chin and go, I made a mistake, let's build on it. Let's try and fight back. Instead of complaining to the referee about the decision, which he got right, by the way, go and say, right, fair enough, I made a mistake, we move on. But as I said before, I said it in the first half, this Liverpool team have a setback, they fall apart. They have a setback in a game, and it might be the most minor of setbacks. A team might win a corner against Liverpool, and I'm terrified all of a sudden. I can't play football. I forgot what a football looks like. It's the manner of the defeat. It's the manner of the performance that's going to really frustrate fans. Because, yes, you can lose away to City. No one's saying that you can't. Many a great Liverpool team have lost away to big teams. That's not the problem. But they at least fought for every single challenge. They at least fought in the game to make sure that it didn't happen at an embarrassing level. And this game has proven that this Liverpool team are way off it. Way off where they need to be. And at no point, at any time in a season, is this scoreline respectable or can be understood. But in April, in a quarter-final, it is the last thing you expect to see. Rio Ungamoa plays it out wide to Frimpong. Frimpong back to Curtis Jones. Back to McAllister. Across to Van Dijk, and now down the left to Gakpo. Back to Van Dijk. McAllister. Konate, City sitting back, allowing Liverpool to have all the ball here. Rio Ngamoa wins Liverpool a corner. Now, by the way, City made some more changes there a minute or so ago. Tijani Reinders and Phil Foden replacing Cherki and Semenyo. Salah comes over to take the corner. Well, I don't know what Ryan Cherky's doing there. Don't know what Ryan Cherky was doing there. He's putting on Hugo Ekitike's shirt. They've swapped shirts. Why they've swapped shirts before the end of the game is another stupid little thing. And then he tried to put it on. Oh. It is turgid, to say the very best. To say the very least, this has been absolutely turgid. The first 35 minutes was a respectable performance. Now, I'm not saying that when you concede goals it becomes a performance that's not respectable, but it's the way Liverpool reacted to going down and conceding that is the issue. And it's been something I've seen all season. Liverpool play well for a while and then they concede and then they fall apart. I've seen it so many times this season. You can look at any league game, you can look at any performance where Liverpool have went 1-0 down early. Can you say that they fought back? No, is the answer. Gakpo picks it up in space, finds it out to Ngamoa. On the right, tiptoeing his way towards the box, Ngamoa. Tries to win a corner. It's a goal kick. Just over 15 minutes to go. So Boschlei. Gakpo. McAllister. Strikes from range, McAllister. Good save by Trafford. Konate chests it right back to Manchester City. Rounders out wide to Savinho. Popping it around. Gonzalez now. Bernardo Silva. This is what you call a worrying performance before a big Champions League game. I mean, there's no tougher Champions League opponent right now than PSG, and away from home in the first leg. I mean, Liverpool will be delighted if they're in the match come the second leg at Anfield in 10 days' time. Erling Haaland gets his applause with his hat-trick today. He's been replaced. Omar Marmoush on in his place. Liverpool going to make another change. It's going to see Federico Chiesa come on for Mo Salah. Van Dijk trying the ball over the top as Gakpo tries to occupy his defender. Trafford is there to win the ball. Van Dijk, McAllister, Konate, and the right to Jeremy Frimpong. Said he moving out of the Liverpool press with ease there. They're in behind again as Van Dijk comes across to block the run of Marmoush. I mean, even though he's 4-0 up, Pep Guardiola still looks like a figure he looks like he's the Liverpool manager right now. He looks distraught. He looks like he's got the world's worries on his shoulders there, Pep Guardiola. You're 4-0 up, sit, relax. Bernardo Silva. Heavy as Van Dijk throws himself into the challenge. He wins the ball and tells his players to move up the field. Szoboszlai. Jeremy Frimpong. Down the right hand side. Gets to the box and can't find anything there against O'Reilly. Has to come all the way back again. Kerkez. Out wide it goes. Rio Ngamoy switched to the left now. Finds McAllister. Trying to return the ball to the youngster, but clogged up by City players. Van Dijk battling and wins the ball. Kerkez to Ngamoa. That's going to be a Liverpool free kick. Well, to be fair, the Liverpool fans have stayed. Not all of them, but a decent number of them. I don't know why you would submit yourself to such torture, but that's the commitment. Those Liverpool fans, they're a fan base known for not leaving games early. I'm sure they'll have wanted it to left early, definitely. And a few of them have, but their focus will now be a midweek Champions League fixture away at PSG. Then they've got Fulham at home next Saturday before they have the return leg against PSG the following Tuesday. For Manchester City, it's the midweek off before they face Chelsea next Sunday afternoon at Stamford Bridge before they have a big game against Arsenal the week after. Big game after big game for Manchester City between now and the end of the season. 9 points off the league leaders Arsenal with a game in hand. It's a slim to small chance that they will get a chance to win the title this season. Ngamoa's cross played away by Nunes. But you never know, it's never over till it's over. Szoboszlai, McAllister to Konate. Down the right to Rio Ngamoa. Beats past his man and then runs into another man in cover. Trying his best there, Rio Ngamoa. Gotta say, given the circumstances, he's played pretty well since he's come onto the field. He always seems to, Rio Ngamoa, give a good game, the youngster. Konate, clumsy. Van Dijk. Konate. Rio and Gamoa. Well, Wembley is the location Manchester City will be visiting once again in the semi-finals. Another trip to Wembley and then possibly another one after that if they succeed in the semi-finals, City. I have to say, if you contrast my commentary of Coventry and Derby last night to this one, there's never been a bigger disparity between my commentaries ever. Ever. It's almost like every time I commentate on Liverpool, I don't enjoy it this season. I don't mean that. Some of the games have been enjoyable, but very few and far between. Liverpool trying to fight for a consolation. Couldn't find a way through there. Frimpong. Cleaned out. Confidently defended there by Nico O'Reilly. Savinho breaks away from Rio and Gamoa on the press, but Gamoa makes sure he's given no space in the wide area. Throw in it will be. It's now 3 wins in a row for City against Liverpool after failing to beat them in any of the previous 4 games against them, home or away. Their best run, City, against Liverpool since they went unbeaten against Liverpool between July 2020 and April 2022. And they went 5 games unbeaten. They won 2 of those games. One at the Etihad 4-0 and the other at Anfield 4-1. Gamoa. Frimpong. Kirkes. Rio and Gamoa. Around the cross, blocked. Back onto it again. Konate. Andy says there's a sense of Liverpool not focusing on this game, looking towards the Champions League, and as soon as they went 2-0 up, Liverpool threw in the towel, and that's the frustration bit, I think. Yeah, I would agree. Konate gets a yellow card. What a surprise. Yeah, I think, I don't want to say they threw in the towel because that's a heavy thing to throw at a team, but I agree. I think once they went 2-0 down, they thought, oh, we're going to realistically get back into this game. And listen, I don't agree with that way of thinking. I think you always fight to death in every game. No matter what, you play for your pride. You play for the badge on the shirt that you wear. And no matter what the position is, you always fight to the very death. But I think Liverpool have had their pearly sights on the Champions League and know how big a Champions League, how well they've played in the Champions League this season and how big it could be for them if they continue to perform in that way in that competition. But from a fan point of view, it is very frustrating the fact that there's such inconsistency between competitions. But for Liverpool, that, you know, up until this game they were pretty good in the FA Cup, albeit against inferior opposition ultimately. But I think, you know, they've shown improvement in this competition this season, but it's not enough. And in all 3 games against City this season, they've probably been outplayed, outclassed, outfought. And, you know, to concede 9 goals in 3 games against Manchester City, it can happen. But to concede 7 without reply on the road against them is really, really poor. It's really poor. Our next game, thanks for reminding me, Andy, I have to do a bit of a promo for that. 5:15, Chelsea taking on Port Vale in our next quarter-final. Bottom of League One, Port Vale, against a Chelsea side who've lost 4 games in a row under Liam Senior. And now the news has unfolded they've given Enzo Fernandez a ban for his comments during the international break. We'll talk all about that and that game at 5:15 this evening. Last minute of the 90. McAllister. Right to Frimpong. Frimpong's deep cross. Too deep. Goal kick. No added time. The referee puts Liverpool out of their misery. 4-0. Absolutely pasted at the Etihad. A first half up until 35 minutes where the game was even. The game could have went either way. But when the pendulum swung, there was only one way it was going, and that was Manchester City. Haaland from the spot made it 1-0. Haaland with a header made it 2-0 before half-time. It was 3 not long into the second half when Antoine Semenyo looped past Georgi Mamardashvili before Haaland had his hat-trick for 4. After 57 minutes. At that point, Liverpool knew an embarrassment was on the horizon. At least they didn't make it any worse. But Liverpool out of another competition. The domestic cups are over for Liverpool, but the domestic cups could be at the helm of Manchester City this season. 1 down and en route to Wembley for another possibly. Final score here at the Etihad, it's finished Manchester City 4, Liverpool 0. And there's confirmation of the final score and the games still to come. A reminder for you, Chelsea against Port Vale is our next quarter-final. Chelsea taking on bottom of League One Port Vale. That is at 5:15 this evening. We'll be live from around about just after 5 o'clock for that one. Thank you very much for joining us. I have to say, I suffered through that second half. I did indeed. But we had a good crash out. I let a few frustrations out. Thanks for your company. Thank you all for staying with us and enjoying this one with us. I definitely didn't enjoy it, but I hope you did. And we'll see you again soon. We'll see you later on. Bye-bye.